everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. This episode is sponsored by Classic Cat and 8 Lab. And I have a very special guest with me today, and I'm sure you guys all know his face on the court, the professor.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Cheers to your coffee and my water.
Cheers. Let's go. This might be the first. Gotta be.
So, tell everyone that might not know your journey how you got to where you are today.
Well, started playing basketball when I was really young, like 2 years old. So my dad just had a passion for the game. It wore off onto me. And then my parents, they actually got me a dribbling trainer.
Oh, wow. At 2?
4th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, 2 years old.
Wow.
We're on the mini Larry Bird hoop,
Right.
2 years old, you know. But took a liking to the game young. Got the dribbling trainer 4th grade. And this guy, big shout out to Rodney Howard. It's my trainer. It's still my guy. But he showed me like some foundational moves, and like he showed me the Iverson crossover. And I like realized I had a gift for it. I was picking up moves in like a week, you know what I mean? And all I did was play basketball. No video games, no hanging out, no, we just all basketball. That's like kind of the roots, you know what I mean? But I learned I had handles like, or a gift for like dribbling like at a very young age. I like crossover adults when I was in 4th grade. So
make them trip all over themselves and everything.
Yeah. So really, I mean, that was kind of like the roots, but you know, just the passion for the game, life dedicated to the craft, you know, preparation led to opportunity, you know.
So what was your first like opportunity that you're like, okay, this is about to be my career?
So it's funny how it happened. I was just a fan of the N1 mixtape tour. And for fans that don't know, you know, 20 years ago, N1 mixtape tour was traveling streetball tour, but it was like popular as the NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
110%.
Yeah, it's like airing on ESPN 50 times a week because there was only like 5 to 10 shows on ESPN and ESPN2 back in the day, and they had like filler ones. So like at night there was no air, nothing to air, so they would just air streetball all night or whatever. So massively popular. I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying? In high school, I'm culturing N1. Like I was just telling my guy, I'm wearing a Tai Chi's senior in high school. I got baggy N1 shorts, you know what I mean? They're the first company to make baggy shorts.
Right.
So I'm like culturing it. 2003 rolls around and it's season 2 of the N1 mixtape tour on ESPN. Now it's gotten so big and went from the VHS tapes to ESPN. And I go to the game in Portland, Oregon, an hour from my hometown as a fan. I'm literally just going to watch my idols.
How old were you then?
18 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm watching my idols, Hot Sauce, AO, Main Event, all the guys, and I'm, you know, going up there. But then they're having a tryout. And so...
That you didn't know about, or you did?
Well, I did know. So the year before, I actually played in the tryout. And I played against the N1 team, and so. But I'm still a fan. Like if I didn't make the tryout, like it was all good. I was just happy to be there. But so I tried out again, knowing there was nothing to lose, and got the crowd really hyped. You know what I mean? And I was one of the 2 guys picked from the open run to go in and play against the N1 team that night.
Epic. And
so I go in. Next thing I know, now I'm having a back and forth with Hot Sauce and. After the game, they asked me to go on tour with them, and I was like, go with y'all? Like, I didn't know about the contest, you know?
Right.
And so they asked me to go, and one thing led to the next, and next thing I know, the TV show that season is actually about the people trying out. Like, I was hoping I get one highlight, or I could press pause and tell the homies, I'm out here on this tour. And then when the first episode aired, I was like the whole episode. And
that's crazy.
Kind of shocked me, but then it let me know as that summer progressed and I had battles with like Hot Sauce and a couple other guys, it kind of let me know like, you know, this might be able to be a career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was like your moment then where it was like, oh, I didn't even know this is what it could be. You know, you thought it was going to be like something that's a hobby or, you know, and then it just turns into like, this is it.
Yeah, you know, I was a bench warmer in college. You know, I loved basketball, but I looked like I was like 12 years old, you know what I mean? At 18, or as a graduate at 17, so I'm already young, very late bloomer. So after my freshman year in college, like I committed to the game like even more. I'm doing 3-a-day workouts, hitting the weights finally first time, make 1,000 jumpers a day. And I improved so much after my freshman year, but there was nobody really to affirm it. Right. So I did know I had passed up all my JUCO homie. I was like the best player in the gym. But going on the tour, I didn't know I could play at that level. You know what I mean? So I think I'm getting lucky. You know what I mean? But then as that season went on, as it started to get later, I kept advancing. And then, you know, D1 dudes are getting sent home, but I'm staying on. I was like, all right, maybe it's a thing, you know?
Right, absolutely. So how did you come up with the name Professor?
I didn't come up with it. You know, back in that day, like you couldn't give yourself a nickname. It was like corny. You know what I'm saying? Or like it lacked respect. You know, nowadays you pick your own name, you start your social and you go. But back then it was there was like honor in getting a name, or it was like a compliment to your game. So, but I got on the N1 mixtape tour from Duke Tango. He was like one of the original MCs at Rucker Park, and he said I was schooling people on the court. The professor. I think he thought I looked like a professor too. So very fitting.
So he came up with the name.
Yeah, he came up with the name on the tour. Yeah.
Oh, and so it kind of. So when you did the tryouts, you didn't have a name yet.
No, huh?
So what were they calling you? Like
Grayson, nothing.
Okay. Your
Nothing.
real name.
G,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So then the professor stuck.
Yeah.
And it just kind of grew from N1.
Yeah, and that was it. I remember when he first gave me the name, I was like, professor? I don't know if I like that. Like, is this a good thing? You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, how did you adapt to that?
But some dudes had clown names, you know what I mean? Like sometimes he'd give a dude a name, but he actually was like clowning on him a little bit. You know what I mean? So I was like, is this a good name? You know what I mean? But people took to it and they loved it. So like, and then nowadays I feel like this was fitting, but took a while.
It's definitely fitting. And who wouldn't want to like school people on the court and, you know, make them fall down because you're dribbling too good.
For sure. You know? Yeah, no, it was humbling, man. I mean, like I said, I could have played one game on the tour, got a nickname from Duke, met my idols. I could have went home, you know. That would have been great.
Right. And how many seasons and how many tours did you do with N1?
It's 5 seasons on ESPN, and then I'm trying to think how many tours. Man, I think we did like 3 actual world tours where we do all of the U.S., all of Europe, and all of Asia, and then a few spots in between. Probably 3 world tours, but then the others would be like a mini tour, you know, like, oh, we're doing the islands, or we're doing, you know, Japan mini tour. We'd go to Australia for like a whole month. You know what I mean? I've been to Australia like 50 times. You know what I mean? So that was one of the main cool parts about the whole thing, was just seeing the world, like getting real like global perspective. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then now you're in movies.
Yeah.
So when was your first movie experience dealing with like basketball and just like doing what you do on movies?
Actually, 2006, I moved to LA actually for a lead role in a basketball movie. That's actually why I came to LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was this movie actually never released though, funny enough.
Crazy.
Never released, but had like an A-list cast. And so I learned a lot through that. And one thing led to the next. I was in that movie Semi-Pro. People don't even know I was in that. I was like boxing Will Ferrell out for the game-winning free throws. And then one thing kind of led to the next, you know, cameos here and there. But I feel like, you know, even though I've been in acting for a while, like I've never had like a stamped role. So I'm really actually trying to get back into it more now.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Trying to revisit it, trying to release that movie from 20 years
right.
ago. We're working on it.
I mean, if it has a good cast too, and you know, like it would make sense.
Yeah, I like just for the resume. That joint can be on Redbox streaming. Like I don't care. I don't care what it's on. You know what I mean? It could go on my YouTube channel, but as long as it's out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what, out of all the things that you do, like what is your favorite thing to do as far as like a move on somebody?
You know, like for streetball or just basketball in general, if you can get somebody to fall, like if you get a true ankle breaker with no contact, meaning I didn't even touch them. I just shook them up so bad they literally either touched the ground or fell all the way over.
Trip on their foot.
What you want is the crowd to go nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so that's like the ultimate. So it's not really like one particular move. I think like if I can feel like I can get the opponent off balance and hit him with a combo where he actually goes down and people like lose it, like that's the golden moment. And then you got to make that basket though, because if you miss it,
the shot.
I'm still
follow through.
I'm still throwing it in the highlight mix though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, absolutely.
Even off the mix, it's going in. But if you make it, you get that double roar. That's what you want. So like in street ball, back to N1, this is when I really learned about it. Seeing my big bros do it. You know, like if you could shake up the opponent and get him to say, oh, and then you can hit him with another one and go, ah. And then if you can get there and then throw like a crazy oop or finish the shot, and then it's like, ah.
Right. You have levels of excitement when you get to that like, moment of like really excited.
If you can get a triple, it's crazy. So like I'm still striving for that today.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, man. And you've been in the game for how long?
20 years actually. This is my 20th anniversary. It started.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Humble.
That's super dope.
Appreciate it.
And you still got it, and it ain't going nowhere.
We're trying to keep it going. You know, I actually met LeBron last week.
Oh, nice.
And we had never met, but funny enough, we're the same age. I think I'm class of 02, he's class of 03, but we're both 39 years old.
That is crazy.
Or he will be in a few months, something like that. But roughly the same age. But I met him. I told him, I was like, hey man, like you're my inspiration on the highest level, man. I'm trying to keep it going just like you.
Right.
I'm actually trying to go longer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
At least on my smaller level.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And how did he react to that? He was good with, like, you know, he was good with like taking in that you wanted to extend what you're doing. And
he was cool. It was like quick, you know, with Braun, it's always a sea of people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool because it was like the premiere for his film we just had dropped. And for some reason, it was open for a convo. I was sitting right there like 10 feet. I just was like, what's good? You know what I mean?
And exactly.
We know each other. The basketball world's super small. He, you know, in that film actually documents him and his high school homies. They watching And One Mixtape in that movie.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. And then, like, you know, I know Bronny and, you know, social media and stuff like that.
So growing up, who did you look up to in the basketball community?
Oh, you know, Michael Jordan, of course. I'm born 84 when Michael Jordan was a rookie. And then by 1990, I'm a hooked basketball fan. Even probably younger, right? 89, 88. So, grew up on Jordan. But Allen Iverson was the first player that I actually emulated.
Yeah, I was definitely going to think like someone that's a point, someone that has the ball, for sure.
Yeah, being a little dude, little for the league, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, my And One homie, my big bros, you know, Hot Sauce, AO, Headache, Main Event, Ali Mo. I was watching them, probably more of a fan of Skip Tamalu and Hot Sauce than I was of NBA players. And I didn't even know it, you know what I mean? Just being a basketball fan. But looking back on it, yeah, for them to become my teammates, it was like surreal because I literally can say I grew up off them probably more than the NBA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as far as street ball, if you had a choice to like do the NBA and street ball, like what would you prefer more or like more? Do you like more organized basketball or like street ball basketball where you can do tricks?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's not so many rules or like fundamental requirements that you have to take.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is some of the fans view it different, or people who try to emulate it, but you actually need to be able to pull your moves off even in a legal setting, you know what I'm saying? So if I play conventional, we're still going crazy. You know, it's gonna be more tightened up, you know what I'm saying? But going back, what I love more, I wouldn't change the route. I feel like this is God's plan. This has been great, you know what I mean? And then also, staying in the NBA is tough, you know, longevity and staying on a roster. Somebody decides when you're done.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So with this route,
you have more control. Your own CEO, own marketing, own moves. And then also, you know, who knows if I made the league, like would we have even been a star? You know, because I was trying to make the NBA up until 07. The politics of it just made it so tough. It was just hard to get on a roster. So you know, I like the way it is. No, absolutely. And I feel like, you know, our path is already preordained. So I just feel like you're living your path and it's you're killing it, you know. And I love that for you. And you still, you know, breaking ankles and shaking knees and making people trip and fall. So I think it's super dope that, you know, you do what you do, because I feel like a lot of the professional basketball players, college basketball players want to be able to do these things, you know, like the people that were on And One and Harlem Globetrotters and stuff like that, and they're not able to do it. You know, something as simple as like spinning the ball on your finger, you know, or just dribbling properly. You know, like just the basics.
You're not going to get to unless your coach super trusts you. You got to be like a top tier elite player, like a Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, something like that. But it's been able to have an impact in the game sort of indirectly. So it's been cool.
Who have you met that kind of wants to know how you do what you do? That is like, was an inspiration to you?
I mean, me and Kobe was cool. You know what I mean? 2009, I met Kobe, so that was really dope. People saying he watching And One mixtapes, and then I met Iverson. Funny enough, my first NBA collab on YouTube. This is before I even thought of the word collab, like for social. Was actually a tour with Allen Iverson in 3 cities, and it was actually the last 3 games he ever played.
Oh wow!
So that was pretty hard. And then knowing that he had seen my vids and watched And One and stuff like that was cool.
I feel like every basketball player has seen And One, and if you haven't, it's like you're not really a hooper like that.
You're casual.
You know what I'm saying? You're a casual fan. No, 110%, because like I played basketball.
Did you hoop? Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I played basketball in high school, and you know, everybody now is like, you play basketball? No way. But it's dope. Like, you know, you don't really, I feel now that everyone's like so judgmental, and they don't think, they'll look at you and be like, okay, this is not what you do because of how you look, you know. But it's like, yeah, I used to hoop. I mean, I was playing basketball, and I was in a school, an American school in Japan. So
Oh wow.
for whatever reason, I'm 5'5", but I was a center. It's because I was tall.
Yeah, I
But I'm
believe it. Middle of the pack over there. At least
I was
we're
like,
tall.
I was tall. So I was like, now they're like, you was a center, you're a power forward. And I was like, yeah, that's the position I played
Wow.
over there. And
Wow.
it's like people never really understood. And I was like, yeah, I'll post the fuck out of you. Or like, you know, just doing the things that I did back in high school is just so different to, you know, just being here in LA now. And you're just like a power forward, like
That's
a
size-wise,
center,
that's
like
hilarious.
what? That's tiny. Like you're tiny compared. I mean, but I'm like, I'm not tiny. Like, you know, I have powerful legs and I have a bigger lower half, if that's how you want to describe it.
Sure,
but
base.
it's like, yeah, I got a strong base down there. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I just, you know, and I would tell people, and they'd be like, a center? No
That's
way.
wild.
You know,
It's wild.
it's crazy.
Well, they're probably unassuming too, just based off your looks. Usually, I think back in the day, especially like women that hooped weren't notoriously like pretty women, right? Like now it's cool to be a hot chick and a hooper, right?
Right. You have like the
that's-
Gonzalez sisters and all. You just like, you know, there's not the stigma behind like athletes. Is almost like if you're athletic, you can't look good as a woman, and it shouldn't be like that, because at the end of the day, you're a woman before you're an athlete.
Yeah, everything was categorized a lot more
Right.
back then, right? If you were a jock, you couldn't be a nerd. If you were a hot
Right.
chick, you couldn't be a hooper. You know,
Yeah, you could do multiple things. You don't have to be like a one-trick pony.
absolutely.
You know, so
I think that's what we're learning too, right? Especially as media progresses, you know, you can do multiple
Absolutely.
things. Even for me, getting into acting back in the day, it was like hard and seemed very random, you know. But now the top agencies want to rep, so it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. So as far as outside of basketball, your personal life, relationship life, are you in a relationship? Are you single? Married? Where are you at with that?
oh, I'm single. I'm single like forever.
Single
Not
forever?
forever. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, but
I was like, that's a long
no,
time.
I'm just trying
But some
to work.
people love the single life.
Yeah, I do. You know, yeah, it's funny because some people I know who are like married and have kids, like that's their ecosystem, right? They wake
Right.
up with their loved one and the kids of their life, so they think it's wild that like I'm almost 40 and like single, but I'm like, I woke up happy this morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but at the moment, I'm just focused on the grind and myself
Absolutely.
and the betterment, and I'm really at peace, so I feel good.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. As long as you're happy, I'm good to go. I'm all about happiness and peace and just having like a clear mind on
Yeah.
your own personal life and what you want to do at the end of the day, because you don't want to live for nobody else but yourself.
For sure. And, you know, you need somebody who perfectly compliments you, too, you know? I feel like if I look back all my long-term relationships, I don't think I ever met anybody that perfectly complimented me, you know?
Yeah, and it's hard too, because I feel like you in relationships you kind of have to compromise, because everything that you might want might not be everything that someone else wants.
For sure.
You know, it's all
A lot
about
of compromise.
A lot of compromise.
Lot of
and a
compromise.
relationship, I say it all the time, is a job within itself, because it's like you have someone else that kind of there's someone else that you kind of have to deal with for the things that you do. You know, so it's like, are they going to be okay with this? Are they going to be okay with that?
Consult
Am I
on everything.
respecting them? You know, so it's kind of like you have to put in that consideration and compromise. All right, they might not like this, but what will they like, or what can I do to still be happy within myself, but still make that other person happy too?
Super, right?
110%.
So it's a whole
job.
thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
and I just feel like, I feel like in my season, if I look at my life, my goals, what I'm trying to do, like that's something we'll take on later, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing. It's right, but
Absolutely, but it has to be right. I
Yeah.
do agree with you. It has to be right with the right person. You know, especially if you bring kids involve kids, and just grow as a family, as a relationship, and all that as well.
yeah, totally. Yeah. So for now, it's just friends and homies. That's it. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that. So for everyone that comes on, we play this game called Dirty Minds. It's the world's cleanest, dirtiest game.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Oh,
So
no.
we're gonna describe a word. I'm gonna play with you too. You could pick whatever card you want from this
Okay.
pile, and we're gonna describe a word, and you have to guess what we're describing. I'm playing with you too, so you're not in the
Okay.
hot seat by yourself.
Okay.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
What? Draw a card?
Yeah.
I'll draw first. Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess what you are describing.
Okay. Okay, so I have to describe it via motion, or I
No,
have to,
you're reading off to me
read
everything,
these.
yeah, in black,
and you're trying to guess the bottom word.
Yes.
Okay. When my basket is stuck in front of you, you have to put out. Coming inside me can be a religious experience. I usually have a big organ. When you give it to me, it's tax-free. And the last one is the Pope has a big one.
Church.
Yeah, church.
Okay, I was about to say, wait, what?
Yeah, they made it sound crazy. I see what you mean with the dirty
definitely.
Now I get it.
Okay. All right. I can keep your post erect. You can use me to fill your big crack.
What you said, pose or post?
Post.
Post. Keep your post.
P-O-S-T.
Okay. Sorry, what's the second one?
The second one is you can use me to fill your big crack.
Okay.
After you get me hard, I can last forever. I'm much stronger with a rod shoved inside of me.
Whoa.
You can lay some pipe inside of me.
What, cement?
Concrete.
Super
yeah.
glue? Okay. Okay. Let's go. All right.
All right. Best out of 3. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How many guesses you get before you take an L?
2.
Okay. All right. 4-letter word. I'm a name for a woman. Dang, this one's like, I end in U-N-T. Sometimes your uncle makes me come.
I've had this one before. It's aunt.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
come C-O-M-E.
I've had that one before.
I was gonna say, I feel like you probably had it all.
No, I had this
them?
game.
Oh.
So I try to like remix the games because I podcast so much. So all the ones that I did today, I put them up already. So that's why my pile is so small over here. But I've had that card before. Gotcha. So
it's an accident, dang.
Yeah. Okay. I'm 8 inches long and made out of latex.
Whoa.
You can wear me for protection. You have to be careful not to stick your finger in the wrong hole. You stick your fingers in to try to get it on. You might have to use lube to go inside of me.
Whoa. What, glove?
A rubber glove.
A rubber glove.
Yeah. It'll be like the most craziest descriptions, and you're like, wait, what?
This how it be. Those people be on that pause game. You know what I'm saying? This is all the pause game. I'm a 4-letter word. You need me to be flexible to do me. There can be grunting and groaning before you're finished.
Okay.
That's a weird one. That don't even fit. Anyway, you have to spread your legs to show me off. You have to spread your legs to show off your lotus. I don't even know what that means. You can do me in several positions.
4-letter word. What was the first one?
It was, I'm a 4-letter word. Then it was, you need me to be flexible to do. You need to be flexible to do me. This was a bad description. I ain't gonna lie. The other ones were good.
Not a 4-letter word. Stretching. What was the last one?
You can do me in several positions. Tough. You know, this is guess number 2, or no, this is guess number 1.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You want to get it right? I can sense a competitor, ex-athlete.
4-letter word. You have to be flexible.
Yeah. You're going to get me in trouble with this, too. I didn't know it was rated R. It's great.
4-letter word, flexible.
There can be grunting and groaning before you're finished. Have to spread your legs, show off your lotus. I'm not familiar with what lotus means there, but yeah.
I'm thinking flexible, stretchy, something.
Is that 1 or 2? Is that 2 guys?
No, I'm trying to think of what's flexible and what's stretchy.
Yeah.
And you have to work out. It's a yoga.
Yoga, you got it.
Yoga.
You in there.
All right, last
Crazy.
one.
Dang. We 100% from the field.
All right. After a few years, my bush got younger. Okay.
Okay.
I once had a slick willy inside me.
Whoa.
Tricky dick finished prematurely. Okay. It was a big surprise when a tall Johnson entered me. Over 43 men have come inside me.
Whoa. Read him again. I have no clue.
After a few years, my bush got younger.
It don't say 4-letter word or nothing?
No.
I was like, is she skipping that far? All right.
I once had a slick willy inside me.
Okay.
Tricky dick finished prematurely. It was a big surprise when a tall Johnson entered me. Over 43, that's the best one. Over 43 men have come inside me. It's a
Whoa.
place.
It's a place.
43, think of a place that 43 men have come inside.
Yeah. 43, so random.
After a few years, my bush got younger. Capital Bush.
Oh. Oh, it was like the White House?
White
Presidency?
House.
Okay.
That's the only thing I was like, wait, the bush
That
is
was
capital.
weird.
Yeah, if I would have known like the bush inside me, I'm like, the bush got younger. So that would have been my
That was a
clue.
trippy one.
Yeah, the bush got younger. It's almost like you kind of have to like analyze the clues deeper than you would think they mean in a not dirty way.
Yeah, because that's crazy.
So that was 3?
That's 3.
We're 3 and 3? Okay, tiebreaker.
Let's go. You keep getting the hints. A 4-letter word.
Okay, give me another one then.
No, it's all. I mean.
Okay.
What, you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me something that's hard for me because.
Okay. Oh, this is it's simple. Actually, I don't know. Okay. Pay me and I'll tell you when you're going to get lucky. When I feel your head, you'll know what's going to happen. If my ball is empty, I can't do the job for you. I need to examine my ball before I can have intercourse with you.
A ball?
I can use your palm to get the job done.
Tarot card reader.
Close.
Psychic?
Yeah, fortune teller.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
I feel like that first one just gave it away.
Yeah, the palm is the one.
Yeah.
I was like, tarot cards, something to do with those people. All right.
You're smart though. I don't know. I
Okay.
got that right on.
This one is kind of hard.
Okay.
I hang between your legs. You sometimes have to pinch me to make it fit. After a little trim, I'm usually poked by a professional. Putting your legs in the air exposes more of me.
Whoa.
I always start at your crotch. That's the best one. I always start at your crotch.
Start there. That's the best one.
That's the best one.
All right.
And I hang between your legs.
Hang.
I start at your crotch and hang between your legs is the best one. It's a thing.
Okay. Keep going. Sorry, what was it?
You sometimes have to pinch me to make it fit.
Okay.
After a little trim, I'm usually poked by a professional.
That's what's getting me. Trim?
That trim is going to throw you off.
Okay.
Putting your legs in the air exposes more of me.
What the hell?
And I always start at your crotch. It's a hard one.
It's not what you think. Yeah.
It's hard. This one's hard.
Dang.
It's something on your pants.
Was it your fly? No.
Close.
Close.
Yeah.
Hang? What hangs between your legs? Baggy pants?
It's your inseam.
Inseam. Ooh,
I was like,
it.
that's a hard one.
I never would have got it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
have got this one either.
Exact definition of the inseam, even just off the cuff. I'm not sure I could have.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It's all good.
I'm like, hang between your legs.
That's wild.
That and putting your legs in the air exposes more of me. The little trim Poked by a professional, I would have never put that. I would have been like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's wild.
I would have thought pants or something.
You got
For
the
sure.
dub. I'm out of
Woo
there.
woo.
That's what it means.
I'm
You're better at a
2 for
dirty
4
mind.
today. I'm 2 for 4 today.
Are you?
Yeah. Okay. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you got
Okay.
going on.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. Check me out. YouTube and Facebook, Professor Live. Instagram and TikTok, it's The Professor. Check out the merch, globalhooper.com. Yeah, we out here.
Yes. Tune into all the things that Professor has. And that is it for Telli Talks.